So this is the Centauro 120. We're going to load up on a map called Sapphire, which is actually an excellent map for what I want to show you, and I can also show you another really good benefit of the tank destroyer, and when I can, I like to run it that way. It's basically when you can use either distance or vertical height in order to get a really good vantage point where you can put your gun to dominate the field. Basically put the tank destroyer in the position, and again this is for AI, play versus environment now I'm talking, where you can basically maximize the amount of targets that you can shoot at. You have hard cover nearby, so you can retreat into it if you get targeted, and you can have basically the maximum impact with your tank destroyer on the game. Looking at the line up here, we have 3 main battle tanks, M1 Abrams, T-80. We also have a recon vehicle, the Vessel 1. It's going to be interesting to see if he will survive until the end. And I say that mostly because running scout vehicles is one of the most challenging things you can do, which I will show you a little bit later when I'm done here. So right now what I'm doing, I'm just positioning myself on the outskirts of the map here, because I want to be able to be on the flank and shoot windwards north and sides, and not be facing the enemy's main battle tanks on the front. Because now you can see I have a clear line of sight of this tank side. He realized that I was targeting him, moved up, didn't see me, and was moving on. Couldn't shoot the target, switching to another target. Rather than waste time finding a weak shot when I can do more damage and be of more use if I swap targets. They pretty much got him, and since they now have 3 guns on one, it's better that just move and work on taking out the enemy artillery, which is now shooting our main battle tanks. The artillery is really shooting high explosive rounds, which means if you run into the same type of problems that I explained before, it eats away their armor. I'm actually being engaged on my right flank here, and I'm thinking if I should either A, take them out. I need to take the Beagle 54, 57. C is engaged. If I hadn't done that, he would simply have destroyed me, and as you can see, he took away most of my health already. I'm not too concerned right now with artillery shooting at me because I'm working on destroying it. There we go, now we don't have any more artillery for a while. They will respawn a bit later, but in different positions. So now you see I'm working on positioning my tank in as much hard cover as possible while I reload. As you can see, I'm working on positioning my tank destroyer up high with excellent fields of fire. Which I have up here. I can dominate basically all the field here from left to right. And really interesting aspect of armored warfare that I really like is that depending on what type of ammunition you shoot, what type of shell you shoot, which is basically armor-piercing, heat rounds or high explosive rounds, the travel distance of the shell changes, which means that you need to lead the target differently, which is basically mean if they're moving here from left to right, I need to aim a little bit in front of them in order to have the round impact and do damage if it's penetrating. This effect is multiplied the longer the distance, and when I do tank destroyer like I do now, I find it as a fun challenge to basically become a better shooter. Now that shot, I'm not sure if you had a chance to actually see that, ran on the outskirt of that green aiming reticle there. The way armored warfare works is that most of the rounds will be shot near the center, and the occasional round will go up on the outskirt of that circle. This is where what I said in the previous battle comes into play, of knowing the map. I knew this position was here, and of course that's why I'm here and helping and having an easier time shooting targets compared to if I didn't know it and I would be with the main battle tanks. I would have taken a lot more damage, probably be dead already, and I wouldn't be able to help the team. Now, a lot of public players don't understand this or appreciate this type of game style. And they will tend to whine sometimes about it, but that's simply from not knowing what I'm doing or why I'm doing it. And I'm basically paying them no mind for that. Alright, so there's not too much happening, and I know from experience from this map that enemy artillery is about to respawn, and now I'm going to be quite aggressive in taking them out. And as you can see here, we're up at 80 kilometers per hour, and now I will simply flank and take out this artillery here. Since main battle tanks is slower than vehicles like this, it's kinda our role here in tank destroyers to do things like this, because it will take them forever to get back here. And now I will show you how you can actually be a bit more aggressive in a tank destroyer as well. Especially when you have higher alpha damage, which is high damage per shot, as you do with the Centauro 120. Now I needed to run for cover because he's firing machine guns on me, and that can penetrate me, which basically does a lot of damage to me really fast. That was a rear shot. So you will have times when you see that the main battle tank is busy fronting the enemy tanks and we're not really getting anywhere. That is a perfect opportunity for you in your fast mover to come in from the rear and work them on the rear. Now this works also for PvP, not the exact thing I'm doing now, but the whole thing where our friendlies is over here, they can't penetrate the front bomber. I flanked them to the rear. Now that target had a choice. Do we keep shooting front, letting me shoot his rear, or does he turn his turret? He chose to turn his turret, which means that he gave our guys down here the opportunity to shoot his weak sides of his turret. This is also another factor why I like Armored Warfare so much, that tactics actually can have a quite significant difference on the outcome of the game. This is also true, of course, for World of Tanks. I just like the simplification in Armored Warfare a lot better, simply because you don't have the whole side scraping thing. If you shoot a Sable on the side, it will most likely penetrate. Now I noticed that we haven't done the secondary here, so now I'm running back there to get it. And this time it's a secondary objective that we need to actually shoot and destroy. Deploying smoke because I now realized that I had a Terminator up to my side, and I will basically die if I stay there. So I'm falling back, getting some distance, and be able to kill them from distance and get more cover. The reason why I didn't move here was because I have a lot of the problems back here, and I basically need to destroy them. And there we go, all our secondaries are down. So as we can see here on the scoreboard coming out, it really highlights that the tank destroyer can have a really significant impact on the game. The blue star is basically the one who's have earned the highest reputation in a PvE match. Destroyer is I destroyed a minimum of 15 vehicles, and the shooter is just an accuracy badge. And I'm not showcasing this in order to show you and kind of beat my chest and say how good I am. It's more about showing you what's possible when you know the map, you know the tank, and you know the tactics. The damage output of a tank destroyer can be completely devastating. I ended up actually scoring 10,000 more damage points than the other person on our team who did the most damage.